First up here, we have Jimmy Davern. He's our CFO. Um, be nice if he writes your checks. So if you guys ever have any questions or anything like that when it comes to, commissions, anything like that, then obviously he's the guy that you speak with. Jimmy has a long background of financial integration and development. At the age of 18, he started to build financial infrastructure for a company that went from zero to hundreds of millions, the one that he mentioned before, Hyde Park Industries. And now they own hotels, and he's stroked multi-million-dollar checks for these guys. So he understands that how stuff works. We're really blessed to have him on the team because he's such a high-level guy. And if you guys understood why Jimmy is here, which I'll share on them a little bit, why would Jimmy be here as CFO and not at Hyde Park Industries? Well, to simplify it, if you don't mind, it's because they grew too big for their britches and they forgot who he was. Right? We don't want to do that to anybody, and we're really blessed to have him here because it's hard to get someone of his capacity, his level of experience and expertise. So we're really, really fortunate to have him to help us build this thing out. Because that's, money is the root of it all. And if we don't manage that money well, if we don't know how to use our resources well, you can fail really quickly. So,
not to be biased, working with so many people for so many years, Jimmy is probably one of the highest, if not the highest. He's a higher level capability than I am. I really believe that. And what he does and the gifting that he's in, he's at a higher capacity and gifting, at the height than I am currently in my life. So we're super blessed to have him. He'll help us really accelerate to whatever level we need to go from a financial stability and infrastructure in our organization. You guys will quickly get to realize that anybody that's ever worked with in the past will like, he's a machine.
Yeah, so he brings a lot of value to our operation. He's up in Ohio at our corporate location up there, and he runs everything financially for Shamrock Asphalt Services and everything financially for Shamrock Roofing Co. And he's going to be running a portion of all of the stuff for auto butlers as well, because we really like to get him into that position. So next up, we have Michael Denson right there. He's our general manager here at this location. He's going to help us to develop all the locations for systems and processes. So one thing to know about Michael is that if you're here working in Fort Myers, chances are he could see you from his tower. So make sure you try to save and think twice. He's also our safety enforcer. Michael has a background in business development. He graduated from Missouri State. He has helped multiple businesses start from the ground up in manufacturing and has a knack for logistics and operations. And he came all the way from the Show Me State to be a part of this team. So thank you, Michael. And we're very fortunate to have him on the team. It's been great to have, and he can really help you guys in a lot of problems that you might have. And he's learned this business really quick. He hasn't been in this business a long time, but you would almost think that he has been. Just how long have you been here?
Just over 7 months.
Okay. In 7 months, I have forced him to learn a lot. And Michael's here typically, if not before business, I'm always the first one here, but Michael stays here late. I'm a night owl, and I'll stay at this place until 1 a.m. And Michael was always there right by my side to endure the suffering. The pictures you see up on the walls, stuff like that. He puts his hands to everything. So
he's not straight to touch. Yeah. He's a rider about it, which is great. You want those guys in your camp and on your side. If you guys ask him to be there to help you.
Yeah. Also a good time too, so watch out. Next up here, we got Thomas Alstrom. He's our production manager. Old Santos.
Sancho.
What is it?
Sancho.
I'm sorry. I put on here he got his nickname from Texas while playing baseball with the boys, but I'm pretty sure he got it from the Cruz or from Michael or something like that. So, Thomas has a background in production management. He's accredited with building over 300 roofs in 3 months and is a systems and processes wizard. He's traveled across the country and has skills in sales management, team building, roof sales, and production management. He's a wealth of knowledge and is our go-to guy for helping us to build all of our projects at the speed of light. So since he's been here, I'm always the guy who's like going in and creating systems and processes and printing them out and stuff like that. Thomas was one of the first ones to come out of the gate to say, "Hey, I'm gonna be like this," and I was like, "Hallelujah!" I want to pull that from everybody to say, "Hey, I noticed that you guys doing like this, and maybe try this, and I'll think through it and see how it works." The proof is in the pudding, and the system that he wanted to implement and how to manage the crews, accountability to crews, how to order the roofs, how to get it from point A to point Z. We signed a roof deal. When was it? That one that you just got building that
Walker
process.
for Shapiro's.
Yeah.
I don't know when we signed it, but from the start of tear off to final inspection passing was 14 days.
Yeah, that's a tile roof or sheet roof.
Tile, 90 square.
Which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, right? So
he's on an example. We met with one of my customers that stopped in and was, we were going over a couple of details, and then Thomas was like, "Hey, what was the color that he selected?" He's like, "I'm getting order ready." I was like, "We haven't signed the contract too. We already got it. Hopefully, I'm ready to order it." And we'll have to look in no time. Yeah, geez. I wasn't even able to know that the signed contract hadn't even come in. He really reviewing it, knew about it, got it done. Pretty cool.
So, we're going to go through tomorrow, work the flow and how that stuff works, but it's going to be extremely important if you see where it says execution, hustle, and grind. That table is going to be there for guys when they come in to turn in a job. There's a system that it has to go through the bullpen, which is those 3 desks that you see up there. So that way all 3 of them are touching the job to get it in production as quickly as possible, get the permits, get all that stuff. So Thomas has systems right now. He's super slow. I feel like he watched paint dry on the walls and he's bored. So we're going to get him busy again and really be able to see his level of capability. But just know that, if you can sell it, then he can build it. So next up, we got Melissa Rogers there. She's our office manager. I call her Melissa Musk. That's what I was. So she's got a fancy Tesla that you saw in the parking lot, and it allows her to nerd out while she's on the computer while the car drives. I'm guessing.
It does.
Because she works like Elon. When she's in here late with everyone else, she really helped us pull all this stuff together to make sure that you guys had everything that you need to have for this training, and she'll continue to make sure that you guys have everything that you need to develop it. But unlike her car, she never seems to run out of juice. So she just keeps going, and Melissa is a wizard of wizards when it comes to systems and process development. She comes from a long roofing background and helped to not only put roofing companies on the map, but she knows how to guide that way and has paved the road to success for another roofing company that we're big competitors with here. And we're really lucky to have her. She came in at the right time, and she's the right person. So we're really thankful to have Melissa here, and you guys have really great support staff there. Next person is Sarah Walker. She's an executive administrator. She's not here today. She works remotely. She was here at one point with Daniel, the guy you see there. He was our production manager that came down at the beginning of the storm, before we had business cards, before we had a website, before we had stickers on our truck. They were here when the gas stations weren't even open because all power was out. Roads weren't even clear. And the 2 of them packed everything out, came down with their newborn child, and have been here since the beginning. So when in doubt, call Sarah. She puts the G in GC. Sarah has built multi-million-dollar homes here in Florida from the ground up. She was the GC on the projects. So, Daniel was working for her. So she has also been with Shamrock since day one and has helped us to build into what you see today. She's a major wealth of knowledge, and anything she doesn't know, she'll find the answer. She's been backbone of our organization at the beginning and to help to support us and everything that we were doing. Hey, we need websites. Hey, we need this. Hey, she's protected us legally through a lot of circumstances that surfaced at the beginning, like our yard signs, right? Stupid, simple mistake that we know we could have avoided, but we were just moving quickly to get everything out. and we didn't have our contractor license number on the signs. You have to have them on your parts. You have to have them on your signs. You have to have them on your trucks, right? We didn't have those. And quickly we were contacted by the DUPR, and she helped us to avoid that situation. So we're very blessed to have her on our team. Her and her husband Daniel came down from Arkansas for the storm, so they helped us play a huge role. Next up, you have Bismarck. He is our field and fleet manager, aka Senor Crash.
Wow.
Yeah, he has a knack for crashing and breaking almost every vehicle we own. So let me get this back on. So it's only fitting that we put him in charge of fixing him. So that's he's been a huge help to our organization, to manage our warehouse, to lead and direct our field runners. He came from another job where this was Walmart.
Yeah.
It was Walmart, and he was there, helping with their warehouses and stuff like that. And he was making great money there, but he wasn't ever given the opportunity for any type of advancement. He didn't feel like he was part of anything. So we're really grateful to have Bismarck here. He knows a lot. If there's stuff out in the field, right, that you have questions with, or you need someone to translate for you, he's been through it all. He's been up on routes to help measure them. He's been on job sites to yell at people. And how old are you?
21.
21.
Just turned 21.
He has really stepped up as a 21-year-old to, get firm in his communication with guys, to, represent our company well, and to, when I need him to drop the hammer on certain things, he's dropping them. So, once it gets back up here, we say,
Obviously bilingual, so he's helped us with a lot of communication barriers. Very beneficial.
yeah. So,
And he's got interest in multiple different facets of moving up in an organization.
Yep.
So that's why he's
and he's always been there for anything I've ever needed. I mean, we needed keys for a vehicle, and he drove those 6 hours to bring it to me. So, thank you, Bismarck, for everything. Bismarck is very well rounded and very versatile, quick to solve problems, and will leave you questioning your IQ. You will find that he's extremely smart, very talented, and one of the hardest working guys you'll ever meet. And you need someone that you can rely on, you call Bismarck. The next guy is Jason. He's up at our corporate office in Ohio. He's our national administrator. He's been with Shamrock since birth, basically born in the office and raised there. Fun fact about Jason: he hates dogs and trucks and loves soft jazz. AKA, he's a babyface administrator. He's our babyface administrator assassin. He's also a very young guy. How old is Jason?
21.
Yeah. In Ohio, he runs all the guys who come in and checks their time schedules and manages fleet, mechanics, and same thing with
he does a lot of stuff. He's super intelligent, super talented.
So kind.
It's crazy how new he is. Like he said, well, his giftings are like he's so proactive. Like he'll think, the other day I was scrambling, so going to meet and greet, and I needed these folders formed, and I didn't even think about it. And him and my brother had them already, and 30 of them piled up, ready to go. And making sure we're always prepared. We really don't have to think about half the crap we think about, because they've already done it.
So Jason's always there. If you guys need something, he'll set you up with everything. So make sure that your email account is set up. If you have any questions, he's where you got to turn to, because he'll figure it out and he'll get it done. And I'm impressed with Jason personally. I wish he was here, but just seeing him grow since when I was up in Ohio working in the office there, he's really stepped up as a 21-year-old to have the backbone ability to speak his mind and be direct about things. So next up is Bob Wess. He's the president and owner of Shamrock Roofing Co. He's the guy that Bob was talking about earlier that was with him for 16 years. He enjoys long walks on the beach and coaching soccer. Bob Wess has been at Bobby's side for decades. He's literally been there to pave the way to success for years and helped Shamrock Asphalt Services grow to the large-scale commercial paving monster that it is today in Columbus, Ohio, serving the entire Midwest. From the roof to the driveway, Mr. Wess has been there. So you guys probably will meet him sometime.
Yeah, he'll come down here, and you know he's a great sales guy, and he's like I'm a he's a relation sales guy, but he does an amazing job. He manages a huge portfolio of his own. You know, I'd say no less than 4 million a year that he manages on consistently year after year after year. So it's really impressive. So you guys can learn. He's probably has one of the best retentions customers that I know and knows how to take care of. So,
and outside of just sales, like Bob was saying, he started off just as, an employee of Shamrock Asphalt Services and is now a millionaire and owner. So, he's really improved himself and he's been there. He's a great guy.
he's a football coach, so it's just making jokes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Playing football. Brian Schaible, he's our vice president. He's going to be here to teach everyone about metal. He's been in the metal roofing business for a long time. So this guy makes roofing look fun and easy. He's been doing it a really, really long time. Brian holds the key to the castle. He has not only taught us how to do our first standing seam roof, but he's trained us to be standing seam masters. So if you look at all of our projects that we've done since the beginning of this storm, I maybe have done a few standing seam roofs before in the past and didn't understand anything about that. Luckily, I had crew guys that did know what they were doing. I still didn't understand that process. He's helped us to not only understand the process, but master the process. Get us the right connections so we can buy stuff for way less than anyone else and produce standing seam metal roofs at a much higher rate than most people can. He's got our equipment. He's got all the equipment, rollers, the crew that we use to install the standing seam metal roofs that we do. Those are his crews that he's been with for a long time, 10, 20 years. And so when I say he holds the keys in the castle, he's also our license holder. So at the beginning of the storm, this number was given to me by a good friend of mine, Chris Miles, and I got connected with him, and he wanted to be a part of something that was going to be, something great that we were trying to build. He met with Bob and I at dinner, and it was a really good natural connection. So you guys are going to get to meet him here soon. Next, we got Terry McDaniel. He's also going to be here, I think, on Friday. He's our national commercial director. We call him old raspy old leatherneck roofer. Terry's the Mac Daddy of roofing, and keep your mom and your grandma's at home. He's around. So Terry has years and years of experience and has replaced millions of squares of roofing. He's a very hands-on project manager, so stay out of his way if you want the job done. He's a master at commercial roofing. He's going to teach us that stuff, and he's an assassin at the table. He's a relational sales guy, just like we are, and he closes monster deals on the napkin. So, it's unbelievable, but we're here to support him and here to support us.
And he'll give you guys so much shortcuts, and just like I've learned everything I know about commercial roofing from Terry. I've worked with him on tons and tons of projects, and he climbs roofs better than I do. He's 66, and he loves empowering and sharing information with people. And he's a great guy. You guys will be blessed to learn from him.
So in our last organization, Chris Miles, good buddy of mine. Chris Miles worked under Terry for 3 months, and now Chris runs a $10 to $20 million commercial roofing business out of Atlanta. Just on the knowledge that he gained from Terry. He knew nothing about commercial, worked with Terry for a few months, and now he runs government projects, which are very fun. The commercial room. So if you ever have any questions about roofing in general, Terry has the answers. He's great to work with, and we're honored to have him leading our commercial division. Next up, we have Bobby Davern, CEO, the giver of opportunity and father of 13 kids and 23 cats.
70th.
Yeah, I know. He's Jack. From a young age, Jack came into Davern's life and, was adopted in as one of his sons and part of their family from the beginning. Devontae's been there a long time. And Corey, the kid that he mentioned, he's always been about mentoring and bringing people and being very loose. So Bob has been doing business for over 28 years in all realms, from clothing lines, real estate, labeling, manufacturing, roofing, and obviously asphalt paving. He's worked hard for all these years to give able to provide the lifeblood that Shamrock uses every day. The lifeblood that he gives us is through his vision, his leadership, and his commitment to our team. The sacrifice and the sacrifices that he's made through this time and the resources that he sacrifices to give us all opportunity to make something great out of ourselves is very appreciated. So, thank you, Bob. All right, last we skipped it.
We got everybody needs to each other. So obviously Julius is our lead runner and shark handler. You said meet Julius, our COO, or is he really our COO? His nickname's Mr. Payday, aka Keyman Insurance. I mean, that's a big joke because here you're gonna get a little taste of why Keyman Insurance and why he's my payday. So the man that has all the answers but never answers. So for you guys who work with him, get to experience that. If he's not going 200 miles an hour on his death rocket, jumping out of planes, or on big hunts to only bird watch, if he's been elk hunting for 15 years, never killed an elk. I've participated in that process for the last 4 or 5. So it's pretty funny.
I'm very good at. Yeah, I call it.
So is that a bullet hole in the bottom of that shark there?
Yeah, I hope I could cap them and I need them.
All right. So he will be by your side and lead and teach you everything you need to know to be crazy successful in this industry. There's so many byproducts in this room from him, including myself. He'll give you the shirt off his back to make sure you succeed, and that's the truth. And so many people have passed through our organizations and are still with our organizations that have been impacted, and he doesn't care. He's grateful that all these people are succeeding that he's helped propel into those opportunities. Doesn't like that some are not great people, but still that they were able to benefit their lives from what he had to share. And he'll do that in every single one of your lives and do it well. So it'll be a fun process.
Thank you. So we'll jump into Q&A, but before we do that, obviously there's other people in the room. I started building slides for like Jack and for Zach, and it's a lot. Those things took me forever, and we have 100+ slides that are here now, and that's only half. So I want to kind of go around and just have you guys introduce yourselves, tell a little bit about yourselves to the team, maybe where you came from and where you're at with Shamrock now. Jack, you want to start this off?
Yeah. So my name is Jack. AKA the adopted son. And actually, I started from Ohio right after I graduated. I was in banking, and I really didn't like the numbers game. You deal with customer problems, and when I know I had problems, then I met Julius and Bob. He was like, "Well, man, I know you're good at communicating, knowing how to outcome with people, like meeting them and building a relationship." And it was like, "Why don't you come in and try this job?" And I was like, "Okay." I wasn't sure what I was going to do at the beginning. I was like, "Oh," and then when you graduate from college, you don't know what you want to be in. And then Bob was like, "Yeah, come try it out," and it's not going to hurt you because once you like it, you're going to stick by it. And then along and Julius, he comes along. He's like, teaching us all this, and I'm like, dude, it doesn't make sense. I'm like more visual guy, like go in and see what it's doing. I got to watch him. I was in 2022 or 2021.
22.
And I was like, okay, I can do this. I was able to do stuff like that, but I try to always follow him as like my role model because he's someone I try to catch up to, but I will never get there, but eventually will. So I followed that process through it, and eventually, had a good, teammate to help me through that process. I was able to do such a great job in Ohio that made me motivated to come here. Did a great last year with them and had a great team, and I was excited to be here. And I know that if I'm gonna be working for one day, I'm gonna stay focused on it and give my best and see what the outcome comes in. Because I always follow his role model that, eventually it took him a long time to build where he's at, but he's getting there and he's still got, that's where I'm falling and, I'm grateful to have him.
We're grateful to have Jack here. His brother used to work for us back at Craftsman, and he did the same thing as Jack, where he came in, he rode with me every day for a month, and learned this business really quickly, and was our number 2 sales guy at that company. Did really well, made a high level of income for himself there, and then ended up getting married and all these things, and so
I use IT.
But Jack has taken the same process and multiplied that, and has really done a phenomenal job of learning this business in a short amount of time and creating success in this business. So, Zach?
Yeah, I'm Zach, Fort Myers local. Started working with this company right a couple of days after Ian hit. Was a funny, yeah, it's a funny story. 'Cause I had a friend who already knew Julius, and he comes to me like days after the storm. It's a disaster. He goes, "Bro, I just made $1,000 in 2 days." I said, "No, you didn't." He said, "Yeah, I'm working with some guy named Julius, and I made $1,000." I said, "You show me a check for $1,000, I'll quit my job right now." Like Wolf of Wall Street type stuff. And he showed me, and then I said, "Okay, can you call Julius? I want to see what you guys are doing." And long story short, the next day I'm in Julius's living room with all the guys who came out from Ohio, and never looked back. We hit the roads. Julius took me under his wing, showed me so much about roofing. It's been like the craziest learning experience, but the opportunity is here, and it's been really great.
Well, thank you, Zach. It's great to have you here. And funny story about Zach. First door that he went and knocked on and got the appointment on, we were next door running an appointment. He comes running over. He's like, "I got him." Nice. There's that right there. I was like, "All right, go set up your ladder and do the inspection." He's like, okay. I look over when I come out of this guy's house, and he has like this 40-foot ladder. And you gotta think of like the angle of the roof, right? He's got this 40-foot ladder laying on the roof. 20 feet out into the yard. And he's climbing this ladder. You ever seen like a carnival game where you're trying to knock them over? He's doing that. And me and the homeowner are both just laughing hysterically. I'm like, "Jack, get off that ladder." He's like, "What?" So like, granted, we didn't get either one of these jobs. But he has come a long ways. It's great when it comes to relational sales. I was just at an appointment with him a week or 2 ago, and this lady's like crying on his shoulder. And Zach, it's okay. We're going to get you through this process. Every one of his clients that I know, he has the keys to their house. I mean, literally, he has the keys to their house. And they trust him so much that not only has he blown up in his community, Veranda, which is a very nice town neighborhood, everybody in that community has sent his name around and said, "This is the guy that you want to work with." Because he's trustworthy. He's a trustworthy guy, and he really cares about, his craft. I've seen him on roofs at 9 o'clock at night in the rain because a leak sprung up on a drying, and he was there first thing and was frustrated. But he's given a lot of grace to this process. We've had some bad crews that he's had to deal with, and he's dealt with them extremely well to maintain our 5-star reputation, maintain his reputation, and it's what it comes down to is just caring. So, thank you.
Yep, my name's Nick. I started in security sales at 20 years old. I worked for a company called Defender Security, which is a big authorized dealer for ADT security. I worked in sales, did a little bit of sales management as well in Washington, D.C. Defender Security grew so big, ADT ended up acquiring them. And so when that happened, I transferred over to ADT Security, and the corporate feel, I wasn't really feeling it. Defender Security was a private company, and I loved it. It was like this. It was like family oriented. Everybody knew each other. Compensation changed when I went over to ADT. So Jack told me about Shamrock, told me a little bit about Bobby, Julius, and ended up getting me over here. And I gotta say, I'm super excited. Just in the 4 months that I've known Bobby, I've learned so much. Few days out here with Julius, just going out on a commercial account, I've learned so much. My big thing is looking at the bigger picture, just getting to sit at the table with these guys, learn from them, acquire information, and just grow as a leader is super motivating for me. And I'm so excited. Super excited.
So very grateful to have you here, and the way that he's intertwined with all this. Jack's dating his sister. So you think, Richard?
My name is Richard. I'd rather be called Richie versus Richard.
Okay.
I'm a little older. Still old of a name. I have an extensive background. Shortly after high school, went into the military, served the nation for 13 years. Then got out of there, opened up my own business. My brother and I opened up a coffee franchise business. And that went on for a while. Halfway through the 2000s, when the economy hit, that went to, where with everybody else. So from there on out, ended up becoming one of the property manager for Coconut Creek Casino over on the East Coast. They're managed by Shamrock tribe. Then from there, ended up working in construction, getting into JBC, which did all of roadways on the East Coast, and Miami actually. Then from there, Atkins snagged me. From there happens with the engineers and the architect that did all the design for all these roadways, and they pulled me in charge of aviation doing the airport in Miami. To which after that transferred me over here to start the expansion at the RSW. Then that went haywire, and then from there on I went on my own and started freelancing. Did roofing with Eagle Roofing, which I was selling Jack, Julius and Bobby. They were a roofing company out of Louisiana. They were very well known in Louisiana, Lafayette area. And when the storm came, they came down here and they used me as an office because I was the only local guy until they got their foot on the door and started doing that. So did sales for them for a couple of years before the hurricane, during the hurricane, or after the hurricane. And here I am now, hoping to be one of you guys one day and have my picture up there. I speak a couple of different languages, obviously Spanish and English. I know a little bit of Portuguese. So if you guys get into these things, you need a translator, feel free to hit me up and I'd be more than happy to help you guys out.
So Richard, we're gearing him into the commercial division. He'll be working closely with and under Terry to understand that, to manage commercial projects, to run and estimate the commercial projects that we have in front of us right now, which, just in opportunities, we probably have, at least $100 million in commercial opportunity right now that, he's going to help us to, manage from start to finish. So, Ryan?
My name's Ryan. Been in Florida about 5 years. Moved down here after a divorce and just started my whole life over. I love this industry. I love sales altogether. I love people. I like talking to people. I like the challenge. I like the psychology. I like all of it. But never before have I been in an industry where you pretty much get paid to sell something that doesn't cost the homeowner or anything, and they're big ticket items. I mean, yeah, we do have plenty of cash sales that we do, but my gosh, for the bulk of it, it's just about going in there and being a counselor and working with them and guiding them and being honest and forthright. And I love it. I love it. I'm glad to be here. I've known probably half the guys in this room for quite some time. Just real impressed. I've watched Julius do some amazing things. Same with Bobby. It's just neat to be able to sit here. I'm glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. We're glad to have him, to understand, especially for you guys, when he was working for another company, how many deals were you guys signing a day?
Oh, I would literally go out and sign anywhere from like 2 to 6 tile deals a day. I drive to Miami and I wouldn't come home until like sign 3, which only took a couple hours. It's not a big deal. I mean, once you get through the transition of just knowing exactly what they're worried about, you can blow through that thing so fast. You really can. Makes a big difference.
Ryan added a ton of value in my first roofing organization down in Florida because if you don't know you can do it, you don't know you can do it. And so, Ryan was sharing some of the numbers that these young 20-year-old kids were putting up as well as mine, they're turning 40 deals a week.
Yeah.
I mean, a month, a week, like crazy numbers. Like, no way, it's real.
It is real.
And then, when you know that and you strive for that, then you can reproduce that. But if we don't give you guys that expectation that it can be executed, then you won't believe you can do it. But they're working the same hard as us. They don't give out leads. They're out there pounding pavement every single day, generating those kind of numbers is mind blowing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Years ago, when he started in this business, quite frankly, he didn't know really much about roofing. Didn't understand the systems, but he knew how to work hard and he knew how to talk to people. And that's why he was selling so many jobs and learning roofing and what it takes to put roof on over that period of time. Nobody in here is going to learn everything about roofing overnight, right? It's something that takes time to understand, but the way that we present ourselves and the stuff that we have to back ourselves up is going to make it look good enough to close deals. So, Francisco?
So how you guys doing? My name's Francisco. I grew up here in Fort Myers, here in this area around here my whole life. I grew up, working on the roof, taking the roofs off, putting these tiles on, putting the shingles on. I've pretty much done all that stuff. I'm really good at answering my phone
That's true.
and being available to anybody who needs any questions or anything like that. And, I've actually, met Bobby and Julius looking for work over at the last company that we were at together. And, they taught me a lot about sales because, like I said, I've only came from the labor side of things. So they really opened my eyes to the, the way that, there's easier ways to make money, obviously. And, just they've taught me so much, I'm real grateful. They honestly changed my life. And, but I look real forward to, keep going forward.
I tell you, we're so excited. I'm super excited and feel so much joy to see both these guys and to give you guys kind of get the character these guys have is, within this one organization, there's 3 owners and those 3 owners separated. And within that organization, there's been dozens and dozens of executives and salesmen and there's not, they've never burnt one bridge. They're still connected to every single person within, those transitions in that organization, which were all very difficult, but it shows you what kind of people they are. And that takes a ton of humility. Because in difficult situations, they both had to humble themselves and be gracious and they've always been trusted and no one from any of the organization that period of time to say anything bad about either. So that says a lot because there's no one else in that organization I can say that about. So kudos to you guys for who you guys are. That's why we're so excited to have you here. That's what's going to help us become who we are.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've got big plans for you guys. Ryan is going to help us to spearhead the Tampa location. So we'll get more into what that looks like a little bit later. So, Devontae?
My name is Davern. Right out of high school, I went to college. After a few years, I quickly realized that I was just wasting my time there. So I saw an opportunity for a roofing job in Ohio. Once Bobby found out, about every couple of weeks, he's hit me up asking, "Oh, how's it going over there?" Like, trying to get income down here. And then finally came down here. So I'm excited to get to work down here.
We've known each other for a really long time. We wrestled when I was coaching at Davern, and so we've got having a history together. And he's been a real close member of our family, in our friendship group, hanging out, playing golf, hunting, whatever we did. He's always a part of it.
He's very self-driven. He went and started with another roofing company up there in Ohio and it's done really, really well. You've been in this business for how long?
Less than a year.
Less than a year, and he's already producing mad numbers up there in a much more difficult market, in my opinion. He understands, the best lead that you can generate is a self-generated lead. And so I'm excited to see him do some big things here. Eugene?
I'm Eugene. Got out of the Army in 2016 and got straight into a sales job. I was doing sales, some car warranties. And I mean, I was good at it, but the problem with car warranties is you're a salesman, you're not serving your community. The problem with that is you're bulldogging. They want you to buy. They want to make sure that you're getting card numbers, and that's it. And I took a different tactic. I built relationships instead. I had the highest closing percentage with the lowest amount of calls, which in that industry it doesn't work. You have to take a lot of calls. You need card numbers, and that's it. And it really wasn't for me. I was there for 4 years. I did very well, but I didn't like to push people into it. I like to build relationships. So got out of that and started in an asphalt company and brought on people that I trust and kind of guided them on how to do commercial sales. And instead of going in and bulldogging them, building relationships, shaking hands, looking people in their eyes, getting their numbers, giving them more information, offering them, taking them to lunch, doing what you can to build a rapport with them. And it's proven to work pretty well. From St. Louis out there, and what we talked about is it's a short time job. So you have to get a lot done in a very short amount of time. And it's proven to be challenging, but I love it. You get to build relationships, you get to help people instead of bulldogging. No one likes a bulldog. No one likes to be pushed. They want to be shown, the right way and why they need it done. The benefits of what you're providing, and the opportunities I see here, it seems like more of a service. You're helping people. You're showing them why they need this and what it will provide and how they'll benefit from it. And I think that's incredible. So I'm very excited to be involved in this.
Yeah, man. We're excited to have you here. A little background on Eugene. So he actually grew up in our neighborhood.
Rode the school bus together.
Eugene and Michael in this neighborhood. Here the boys were running around on our bicycles and, just thinking we're cool as can be. But the thing I love about Eugene is, when we were young, like middle school, he was the only person that I could share certain things with that I wanted to do. And one thing that we did was we were like, let's start a company where we go and mow grass. And so we were in middle school printing out flyers at our local library and out trying to pass them out and figuring out how we're going to buy our first push lawnmower and stuff. So out of all my friends growing up, he always had that same mindset and mentality of, let's just do it, And so, he's going to be here for a few months to learn everything that we have to teach him, and he's going to help us to lead and develop the St. Louis branch. Both of us are very connected out in St. Louis. We really have a turnkey operation out there. So that's here in the near foresight to make that happen. So it was hard for him to get here too. I know for Jimmy and Eugene this morning, it was very difficult to even make it here today. So we're glad that you guys, made it, and excited for everybody here in this room, and just to understand the dynamic of what we have here. This is the round table. You guys are the ones that we trust, and that we are looking to have here to lead other people that are going to come into this organization. There's going to be a lot of faces that we're going to see in a short amount of time here. So for everyone here, it's really important to understand who you are and where you are today. So that way, when we get to that place, you understand, the role that you're going to have in leading these other people to guide them to understand our vision, to guide them to understand our mission, and to make them understand who we are at Shamrock. So we're really, really excited for all that stuff. I think right now we are at a place where so our lunch should be good here any minute, right, Melissa?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, do you guys have any questions?
I actually wanted to touch on a few things. We were going around meeting everybody. Jack, I just want to point out, Jack's put up what, 3 million? 3 million. Zach's put up 1 million. Julius, you're at what, 6 million? So, I mean, all of these guys have had great success. They're really good guys to lean on. They'll help you in any facet you need. To speak on Zach's character, I really wanted to point out, when I call customers to collect, they're like, oh, Zach's part of the family. Stuff like that. So you have a good group of guys. We have a really solid core group. And, from admin, we're willing to support you in any facet you want. We'll get you there.
That's true. I think, from a leadership standpoint, leadership, I always see these guys that want, be front runners. But in this team that we've developed, is this the essence of how it should be. Even our organizational chart, it doesn't go from top to bottom, it flows from left to right. Because we're not trying to oppressively lead you and create a everybody's here to serve everybody. You know, I serve from bottom up. And everybody that's here shares the same values. And you guys will get to experience it. It's much different mindset. And you know, it's easily said, but like when you guys experience, it'll be great. Like everybody will go out of the way to help you perform and reach your full potential. And then we'll continue to have that, you know, in our groups.
A lot of businesses in the roofing industry and a lot of industries, they drop the ball on the fact that, you know, they forget that the salesmen, if you look at work charts, and a lot of them, the salesmen are at the bottom, but they're not. The salesmen are at the top. And everybody else, that's why it's called support staff. It's there to support them and push them up so that they can rise at the top and be the best that they can be. Because at the end of the day, our sales team and sales in general is the wind in the sails, right? Without sales, what are we doing here? You know? So everybody here, these three at the table there, they are just here to support and to help to build, execute, edify, and all those things. So, Melissa, Knox, do you have anything to say? I'm going to jump over you guys. Bismarck?
Born and raised here, my hometown. I love the outdoors. I am a nerd. I love to read. Basically anything on the computer, I nerd out on. If I don't know how to do it, I promise I'll learn how. Right? That's kind of me. Like that's really how I got started. No one taught me how to use RoofLinks, the computer system that I'm going to teach you guys how to use. I taught myself. All the programs that I use on the computer, no one taught me how to use them. Like I have 2 degrees, but nobody taught me how to do the stuff that I do with you guys. But grit and determination because it needed to be done at the last company that I worked at. I opened a company with my ex, my son's father. Yes, that is our competition. I wish him well. I don't wish anything bad to happen to him because I would hurt my son. But if they close their doors tomorrow, I would not be upset.
Just saying.
Just saying, but I don't wish harm on any because I would ultimately hurt my son. I am very spiritual. I truly believe it was I've only been here for about a month and a half, coming up on 2 months now. Yeah, coming up on 2 months here in a couple of days. I love being here. There's not an aspect of this industry that I don't enjoy. If I don't know it, I do want to learn it. And if there's something that I know, I will absolutely teach you. I live off the motto that I'm never too good to clean up dog shit. There is nothing I will ever ask of anybody that I have not done myself. That's something I definitely live by also. And I look forward to being of service to all of you to help you be where you want to be. Thanks.
Thank you, Melissa. We're really, like I said before, super excited she came in at the right time. Thomas?
So my mentor when I got into roofing, he was a professional roofer. And his motto was to treat every project like it's your mom's house. And so that's how because I did sales for a while and I got into the production side because in Texas, it's really easy to cut corners. There's not a lot of people that do it the right way. And so I wanted to get into production to kind of end that stigma and build roofs the right way to take care of people, to be a servant. And so I went to Nebraska. I've been to every city in Texas, New Orleans, and now Florida. And learning different ways to do it in different states, meeting different people, but always just really trying to instill that, to do it, take care of it like it was my mother's house. So hopefully we can continue that here everywhere we go.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Michael?
Go ahead.
Well, basically, I was raised here. I was raised in Miami. So I got the same thing that Tom said. You got to treat the house as is your own. I learned that from my uncle working in the construction side, putting in windows, installing frames. So basically, all that helping him out with this duplex that he built and rented out. So I know a bit of the business that he has over there. I could bring that to the team as well. Like if you guys ever need something built or something like that, I can more likely not help out. Same with my brother. He's the next door warehouse manager. He'd actually come in here, talk to Julius, Michael, Thomas, just hang out. He's a nice person. So yeah, if you've got questions about roofing as well, he knows the answers to it. He helps out Zach with some of his interior stuff that happens when roofs leak. So if you ever need a person, go ahead and call him out as well.
Yeah, he's good. We've been trying to recruit him, but he works for one of my close buddies, so we can't we can't cherry pick him. Unfortunately, but if there any opportunity opened up, he's a great. They come from a great family, crazy tenacious work ethic, and they're just good people, and he's a great person. So you'll see him around.
Well, you guys kind of saw a little bit of me on the screen there. So my nickname is Poppy. The reason they call me Poppy is because A, I'm a good time, and B, if you have a problem, I'm going to solve it, or I'm going to find the right person to get involved to solve it. I'm more of a facilitator. I have a lot of experience in logistics, as you noted on, management. Out of college, I worked for Enterprise, climbed the ranks, ran a fleet from 150, 180 cars in a 100-mile radius. From there, I went to a one-time disposable manufacturer, where I learned a lot of systems processes and just the manufacturing side and production side and how things really need to flow from supplier, getting the logistics, making sure the product arrived, all that kind of stuff, quality control. I developed safety, seen some pretty harsh stuff, to where it's made me really want to make sure people are safe. When you see a 19-year-old kid lose his arm, it sticks with you. So I am big on safety. You guys might hear me say I'm from the Show Me State. You're going to hear that a lot because actions speak louder than words. So show me, if you have a problem, call me. I'm happy to jump in. There's nothing I won't do. I've climbed through attics. I've been screamed at by customers. There's nothing I won't do. So you need help moving cap sheet. I'll throw a couple rolls in my shoulder, man. No problem. So anything you guys need, I'm here to help you. And I'm here to help keep you guys accountable. So if I'm ever harping on you or anything like that, it's from a good place. It's from a place of, I want you to grow. I want you to be better. And this is what's best for Shamrock. At the end of the day, my core values are God, family, and Shamrock. And then Ducati comes in right out of that.
Thank you, Michael, and you guys will get to see, all the things that he helps us to do around here, his level of leadership and stuff like that. That really helps to make sure that everyone has proper support. It's much appreciated, and he's done a really great job.
Hey, Julius, can I say something?
Yeah.
I from the bottom of my heart, I just want to tell you guys how grateful I am to have you guys. Truly, the past couple months to like traveling back and forth, it is very important like having a teammate. These guys showed me what a value is. Like, if there's an issue, like I travel a lot. Like, I have a girl that like a high on family, so I'm always traveling back and forth. But there's a lot of time I had struggles with clients, communication, and all that. Those guys literally stuck by. There's an issue, and the person I ask is toughest. If I have any problems, okay, Mike. If there's needed to be improvement or anything, there's always a teamwork that it's like there's a team that's called Unbreakable, and the past 6-7 months, I realized these guys, and then Melissa came in, and even Sarah too, like made my job even easier. Like it's just something that I've always thought I'd be grateful for, and whoever comes into the team, they will realize what they do. Like us as a salesman, we're at the field. That's a different level of what they're doing here. They're keeping everything in control, so we do good outside of it. When we have a great relationship with clients, it's not us having it; they're doing that for us to make it easy. They want to a lot of the time clients care about good news. This guys actually makes that happen, and I just wanted to say I'm grateful to have you guys.
Thank you, Jack. Very well said. I would also like to say out of our group of, we got here, you're only going to hear solutions out of us. Whatever your problem is, we're going to have a solution. We're going to say, good, give me your problem. Let me help you find that.
Excuses. That's what we're trying to live by. And instead of trying to make an excuse for a problem, just figure out why it's broken and figure out how to fix it. To really give a testament to our support staff. Jack's been doing this for like a year, right? And he sold $3 million. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. There are not many people in this entire industry out of, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people who have tried this business out who can say that they accomplished that. And the only way to be able to accomplish that is to be able to build it, to be able to, execute that. Because, the motto is, they always say you can sell it, but can you build it? Right? anybody can sell it, but can you build it? And so that's what we've been working hard on for the last, 3 to 6 months is just figuring out how do we build it now. And it's okay. Now sell it and we'll build it.
Yeah.
So
Another great example is like one thing Julius actually taught me is like little details like selling, like we're a sales, when we're presenting to a client, it's about what can we do better than the other person that was at their door.
mm-hmm.
And I always followed his, like he's so smooth in little details that, a lot of us don't remember, But if we work on those little details of what he does when you're in front of a client, the one thing I want to tell you about Julius is he makes me, I had the hardest time. He's like, I am not going to pay today. You're here to, educate me, but I'm not going to sign because my wife is not there. And literally, like, after, he did his magic, 2 minutes later, can you sign that? Can you make that deposit right now?
Mm-hmm.
And the homeowner grabbed it and, sign it. I'm like, this guy just said he's not going to sign anything, and he just did it 5 minutes. I'm like, that is amazing. So I started following his little detail that is the key point that, I don't know, like it's a magical work that he does that like a lot of us should stay focused on that. Because like if you get an opportunity, I mean that if you get an opportunity with him to door to door or whatever, like fine, try to catch up a little bit of it because that is $1 million itself. So like, yeah.
It all starts, I'll just share this. It all starts before you roll out of bed. Before you roll out of bed in the morning and you know what you have to face ahead of you, because the roofing business is different than a lot of other things. You don't know what you're going to do today. You have to understand the mentality of being a roofing contractor because it's a lifestyle, right? So when you roll out of bed in the morning, it's every little step that you take should be thought out, right? When it comes to how you conduct yourself at the house, it's not, do I have the best price or are we the best company? You're the representative when you're out there. So it's how you dress, it's how you walk, it's how you talk, it's how you communicate to that customer. And, I'll teach you guys how to set yourself up for success like that. And, Jack has seen firsthand, I've closed down many deals over the phone for everybody. I've closed down deals over the phone. I mean, I was literally in a swimming pool with an AirPod in and a broom, and I'm brushing nails and debris out of this swimming pool. He took a picture of it.
I have pictures and
And
videos.
I'm in the pool doing this. He closed like an $8,000 job for him. Just because of the way that I communicated to the homeowner, and because he knows how to use me to deploy me at the right time, the right place, and eventually you guys will know how to do those things to where you won't have to call me. But all right, well,
I basically got there slowly and
yes,
now, so I guess I have tried.